think education is huge at every level. I tutor elementary aged kids, and I'm trying to get involved at different levels in addition to that. I think that the training and adding new skills is critical, but there's also another piece to that, which is just informing what's out there. Right, exactly. So there may be choices for people, and to that point that I made earlier, if they're able to choose something, maybe there's limited options, but if they can just say, of the 3 things that are on the table, that's the one I picked, then there's ownership there, and that may give them a brighter future. If there's the education that the community can provide so they can choose where they're going to go.
Not only that, but we need to provide those resources so that they can pursue those while they're pursuing their high school diplomas. Because many of those fields that you mentioned, they could be trained in those concurrently with earning their high school diploma and leave high school prepared to make a decent living. I mean, I have a granddaughter who's now at Hampton University, and while in high school, because she wants to go into become a pharmacist, she began training as a pharmacy assistant, pharmacy tech, while in high school, and within less than a year, she's already making over $20 an hour while in college. You know, so that's something someone could have been doing who was not interested in going to college and progress through that career path. So I think there are a lot of programs that we need to consider, and we need to regionalize some of those things. And I know school systems tend to be very proprietary and proud of what they do, but I think it's time for collaboration now, because not all schools, smaller school systems can afford to provide all the services. And you have vocation centers like out in Spotsylvania where they learn carpentry, they like learning to become electricians, and there are all kinds of things in food service industry. There's a lot of things that we could be doing, and those things not only will provide income for students right away, but also provide great income for students while they are pursuing a college degree. Mm-hmm. So the other thing I think that we can do that doesn't take a lot is that we need to provide the opportunity for students to shadow us. You know, there should be a day where students just have the opportunity to go out and shadow people in the community and be able to see what their particular career they're interested in, so they don't spend 2, 3, 4 years in college and decide, oh, this is not what I want. Right. Sometimes one day of it and connecting with somebody. So I think, you know, internships is something that we in the business community need to provide more opportunities for. That provides exposure and opportunity for kids to learn, right, and to understand whether or not they want to do it or not, or to know how to better prepare for that career path that they're interested in.
I know that you have extensive experience helping to support the school system, the community here, and even, you know, with the Partnership for Excellence, that's something that we all have benefited from greatly. And so I don't know if you'd like to talk a little bit about how do you think, you know, initiatives like that can really impact the community in regards to the well-being, but then even further beyond that with, you know, leaning towards profits and overall support in the community.
I think there's lots of opportunities for those support systems, and not only in terms of providing the direct support to the students, but also providing support to families, but also in helping to guide students into the right careers, to take advantage of the things that are coming our way. I remember when, back in the dark ages, when we were in school, there were job fairs, there were career fairs, and even, now you all would think I'm corny, but in the 7th grade we were required to study health careers because the state knew that there was going to be an upcoming shortage. So we all had to study the various health careers, and then we had to write a paper. Well, what did I write mine on? Healthcare administration, hospital administration, even back in the 7th grade. So those things we need to do more of in terms of partnering, working with the chamber, working with the schools, working with companies and corporations, because I think a lot of times students are leaving high school and not even aware of a lot of the careers that are available. I mean, sometimes, especially those students who are not heading to a 4-year college where they'll have a chance to do that, but those who either just think they're going to go out into the workforce and not realize that they're not equipped to do anything. And then you talk to them about careers, about cybersecurity or something like that. And the kid said, I'm going to Japan. And I said, well, you want to go to community college? What about cybersecurity? And this kid now has been, every time I see him, he's been doing research and all, and that he's interested in that. And sometimes they'll say, I'm not interested in something because they think that you have to have this particular major and study, but they haven't even done their homework to even know. So I think that we need to expose young people to some of those careers because it will only make our community even more attractive to business.